What's up, everyone? It's Monday. I missed you guys on Friday, but I just had a lot of different things going on. So we're here on Mondays. If you want to better or enhance your life through your own subconscious mind, this is the live for you. If skin, shoulders, or breasts offend you, then this might not be the live for you. Hi, everybody that's joining. So yesterday, I was watching a really cool video about manifestation. And there's some things about it that I want to share that I was listening to. And I listen to manifestation videos or, things on YouTube like almost every day because I love to just continue learning from other people and people that have just different ideas or different, come up here, get up here. No more, you're done. Get up here with mommy. Different ways of drawing the things that they want to themselves, right? And most of the teachings are Neville Goddard teachings. And if you're not familiar with Neville, you definitely want to become familiar with him. But I would not listen to his lectures, particularly off the bat. I would listen to people that break down and explain Neville Goddard because Neville is advanced. I listened to him and I just shut it off. I was like, I don't know what the hell this man is saying. So just a word of advice for anybody that is new to the manifestation game or ways to attract the laws of the universe, basically. If we don't like the word manifestation, we could always go back to laws of the universe because that is exactly what it is laws of the universe. But when you listen to people that are talking about Neville and the law of assumption, which is what I talk about on Mondays and Fridays, the law of assumption, assuming that which you believe to be true already has happened, right? So whatever, like Abraham Hicks, I still can't listen to Abraham Hicks stuff. I tune right out. She starts to talk and I just tune right out. So there's just some, we end up having like our teachers, like who we like to listen to. Hi. Is it okay to have multiple visualizations for the same goal? So when Neville talks about this, and we'll get into this, Neville always says just have one scene and repeat that scene. So not like multiple things, or say if you're starting a business, sure, you can visualize how busy you are at your business. You're answering the phone or you're replying to emails or you see all these people coming in. But when you have or if it's marrying a specific person, see yourself already married, see yourself 2-year anniversary or something like that. You can't really say there's a wrong and a right way to do it. It's such a personal journey for people, but whatever you want to impress the subconscious mind with, think of that idea of whatever it is, and then feel it to be true every single day. So when I was watching this guy's lecture yesterday, it was about kind of the steps of manifestation and how Neville explains it with the bridge of incidents in the middle. And if it's not your end desire, so if your end desire is opening a business, you're not messing with the middle. So messing with the middle is messing with the bridge of incidents. Because if you're on this side of the bridge or of the body of water and a bridge has to be built, you can't sit there and tell the person building the bridge that it's not the way that it's supposed to be. You can't tell God the way that your manifestation is supposed to unfold. You just allow it. You're only seeing yourself at the other side of this bridge. So the way that it gets built is not your business. So if your end goal is opening this business and say things start to go wrong and you're just being negative about it, you're blocking your own blessings. If it's not your end goal or desire, it's not the end, right? And just let me know if I'm confusing anybody with any of this stuff. I know a lot of you that have been in here for a while get what I'm saying, but a lot of people that are hearing this for the first time, it's probably confusing. Because I had a couple people DM me over the weekend and say, listening to this stuff on the Mondays and Fridays has really changed my life. I didn't even know that this was possible. So it's important to explain to people that we can realistically and factually and scientifically create our own reality, what that looks like. So if everybody's on board, can you just put your hand up or say yes? Because I know that this could get weird and people are just this is woo-woo stuff. But if we all just understood that we literally get to create our own reality from the inside out, life would shift. So I'm going to get into one of the Neville things, then I'm going to talk about the mirror. Okay? Realization of your wish is accomplished by assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. You cannot fail unless you fail to convince yourself of the reality of your wish. A change of belief is confirmed by a change of expression. So I'm going to read that last sentence. A change of belief in your mind is confirmed by a change of what is expressed in your three-dimensional world. Yes, but it sounds nuts. I love the honesty. It does sound crazy because we're so used to living life from the outside in. What happens in the three-dimensional world affects me here. This person did this to me and now I'm sad. I lost my job out here and now I feel depressed. Instead of realizing that the opposite is true. I believe in my mind, in my programming, that I am not going to be treated well and that I'm not worthy. So people show up in your reality and confirm that to you. So you're living from the inside out, but people mostly think that person treated me this way, so now I feel this way. But really it started in your mind first. I am not worthy. If you live by the program of I am not worthy, circumstances in your life are always going to show up that reflect that belief. What was the other example? I don't know. I forget what the other example was that I just gave. But we always think that it happens out here and now I feel this. But the reality is it happens always in here first. So a change of belief. So if a person lived their whole life, I'm not worthy. They were abused. They were never paid attention to. They were neglected as children. That belief system is I'm not worthy of being treated well. I'm not worthy of having a good job. I'm not worthy of being chosen by someone. So therefore, my reality will always reflect that until a change of belief is confirmed. And then it's confirmed by a change of expression. So if you change that belief about yourself to I am always treated like a king or queen, I am always shown up for, I am so important, I am always chosen, I am always loved. When you start to change that belief, it's confirmed by what is expressed outwardly. And that's really all that prayer or manifestation is a change in a belief system. When you pray, it's a change in a belief system. Right? It's thinking that person is healed, thinking that you are healed. That's exactly what manifestation is changing what you believe to be true. Because Benny's probably in here somewhere. Benny's on here all the time. He couldn't walk. He thought it in his mind. He saw himself walking and now he is walking. So he changed his belief. A change of belief is confirmed by a change of expression. So all of a sudden, Benny's in here. Your belief is I can't walk, I can't walk, I can't walk. Your reality is I can't walk, I can't walk, I can't walk. Benny believed and saw himself in his mind. I can walk. I can walk without a cane. I can walk, I can walk, I can walk. So his change of belief is now confirmed by a change of what is expressed in the three-dimensional reality. So I'll give you the example that I really loved yesterday is the mirror. Because I talk about the mirror all the time, but the way that this person explained it yesterday, I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. So our three-dimensional reality is just a mirror of what we believe to be true on the inside. Just like when you go and look into a mirror, what do you see? You see, say you have an outfit on that you don't like. You don't change the mirror. You don't change the clothes in the mirror. You change the clothes on your body. And then you go into the mirror and what do you have? You have different clothes on. Oh, I don't like the way my hair looks. You don't change the reflection. You change your hair. I don't like the way my makeup looks. You don't change the mirror. You change your makeup on your face. And this is exactly what the laws of the universe are. The laws of assumption are. You don't try to change your three-dimensional reality. You don't try to change the person that's treating you like shit. You don't try to change your boss that's not nice. You don't change out here. You change the belief system in here. Your outer world is just a reflection. It's just your mirror. But what this person said was what I'm explaining, but in the same way that you can look in the mirror every day. I start going to the gym today. And every day I look in the mirror, I start to see small changes like, Oh, my butt's starting to look better. Oh, my arms look more in shape, right? The mirror is starting to change. Why is the mirror starting to change? Because the mirror is only reflecting what is happening on your body, right? So the mirror is reflecting you. In the same way, if our three-dimensional reality is just a reflection, if that person's showing up as an asshole, they are only reflecting your beliefs about yourself, which is, I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy enough. So when you start to shift your mind, your change of belief, right? Every day, what's going to be mirrored? If your three-dimensional world is your mirror, all of a sudden your three-dimensional world is going to start to reflect your new belief system. Oh, that person's being nicer to me all of a sudden. My boss isn't being a dick today. Wow, that person smiled at me and said that I look beautiful. That is your mirror. In the same way that you look in the mirror and see your reflection, I'm going to the gym, I'm looking more fit. That is a mirror. In the same way that you go to the mental gym and you change your mental diet, your three-dimensional world starts to be your reflection. People start to show up differently. You don't try to change a person. Oh, well, I'm going to give them an ultimatum and they're going to have to treat me like this. No, you change your belief system about yourself. Is everybody with me? I don't see that many comments this morning. Is everybody with me? Because this was super powerful. When I heard him say it like that, I was like, clicked. Because most of us don't understand that our reality is from the inside out, not the outside in. I'm not going to change this person. I'm not going to change my mother. I'm not going to try and change my father's ways. I am going to change the way that I see them, and I'm going to change the way that my boundaries are with these people. So they have to show up differently. Even though the outside world might give you a hard time, but they're shifting with you. So when you create boundaries, that person's not going to like the boundary. That person's going to push back. They're resisting the way that you're changing your belief system. And they don't know that, right? They don't know that, but they just know that there's a shift happening somewhere. So there's a push-pull, and your subconscious mind will want you to go back to saying, you're not worthy. You're not worthy. That person's never going to show up for you. That person's never going to not cheat on you. But the more that you shift and change your belief system and your programming, the more that the people on the outside or the circumstances on the outside are going to reflect that to you. Okay? This is probably one of the most important lives because it explains it the way that I saw it yesterday, and this exact sentence, a change of belief is confirmed by a change of the expression. The more you change this in here, the more everything changes out there. Which again, I always talk about. That's why it's so important for the mainstream media to keep people in a state of fear. That programming of fear creates the programming of fear on the outside. People will say, there's war in other countries. It's not safe to travel. So you stay in fear and you don't go anywhere. And they keep you in control. Right? The book is Feeling is the Secret. It's a very, very small book by Neville Goddard. Feeling is the secret. But again, Neville is advanced. And it took me a long time to understand this. So I'm just saying that if you do get the Feeling is a Secret book, you might read it and throw the book across the room because you have to become familiar with his language and what the hell he's talking about. And a lot of people on YouTube, just look up Neville Goddard. And a lot of these YouTubers explain it how I'm explaining it. And it gets very, very... No, the retreat's not happening in February. I'm not sure the dates yet because it was just like too soon and there was just like a lot of shit with this venue that was annoying me. So it's not in February yet. Thank you, Karen. Feeling is the secret. Let me just see if I... Hey, wait a minute. But that analogy was so incredibly helpful. About the mirror. Because the mirror of our three-dimensional world will start to change when our belief system starts to change. In the same way that I look in the mirror every day that I go to the gym and I'm like, my waist is getting smaller, I can see more definition in my muscles. That's your physical, right? The mirror. The mental mirror your mental, your reflection is your three-dimensional reality. If you change that about yourself, and they did a study, I don't remember who the hell did, if anybody knows who did this study, was it Joe Dispenza or somebody did this study where they had a group of people. One group of people worked out every single day. The other group of people worked out in their mind. They saw themselves working out. They saw their bodies fit. And both results were the same. One group physically worked out every day. The other group literally just mentally did it in their mind. Saw themselves at the gym, saw themselves running. Both groups had the same results. How is that possible? Because that's how powerful your mind is. That's how it's possible. That's how powerful your mind is. Anthony Robbins, or Tony Robbins, thank you. So your outer reality is a mirror reflection of your inner reality. Yes, that's exactly what it is. And this is an exercise that I want everybody to do. You can do it now or you can do it later. But I want you to think of your circumstances right now. Something that is not favorable to you. Okay? If it's a relationship, if it's your job, if it's the house you live in, whatever your circumstance is right now that doesn't make you happy, I want you to think and write it down. What belief do I have that is mirroring that? And this is going all the way back to childhood, because that's how long these programs have been running. You go back to the belief system. Who made you feel this way? Were you bullied in school? I'm not worthy. Were your parents, one or both parents, abusive mentally, physically, emotionally, verbally? That made you believe, I'm not worthy. I'm never chosen. Did you see your parent cheated on all the time? So that's your belief system, that there is nobody that's ever going to be faithful to you. Did you live in poverty where money was very scarce all the time? And so now your belief system is, I can't afford that. I live small because I never have enough. I am not enough. So when we figure out what our core beliefs are, we can look at our reality right now and see why we have the things that we have. That is just reflecting your innermost beliefs. That is the law of assumption. What you assume to be true is simply just reflected to your outer reality, in your outer reality. My mother took every chance she could to tell me how obnoxious I was. Someone else was bullied. So these belief systems, right? I'm not worthy of being loved because I'm obnoxious. I'm not worthy of having friends. Now I'm introvert and scared to speak. So Emily's I amness is I am an introvert. I am afraid to speak. How do we shift that reality? With the belief system of the opposite of these things. So when we write down those things, we have to get into the belief system of the opposite. For some people, it's just repeating affirmations every day. Everyone loves to hear me speak. I am helping so many people with my voice, right? You do an affirmation with the opposite belief to be true. So every time that fear comes into your reality, you push it out with an affirmation. You do reprogramming. Hypnosis is amazing for these things. It's reprogramming. It's taking out the old beliefs and it's then storing under your theta brainwave state new ideas. Hypnosis is excellent for this. EMDR therapy is great for this. There's a lot of different ways to get the mind into the brainwave frequency that accepts new ideas while we're asleep. As we're falling asleep, those are the most important times to reprogram. Because when you're under hypnosis, you're in a trance-like state. While you're falling asleep, you are in a trance-like state. So those are the most important times to reprogram the programs that are running in our minds. So again, the exercise is, think of what's unfavorable if you're in a really shitty relationship. Write down, I am in a shitty relationship. What is the belief that matches that? Where does it come from? What was your childhood like? Right? If you don't have a good job, where does the belief system that I'm not worthy of making enough money, where is that coming from? I'll give you an example. My family are greaseballs from Italy. My great-grandmother, they came from, nothing. They moved here from a different country, right? Like people are doing now. They move from another country. They don't have anything. She hid money in the mattresses. After she died, my dad and my grandmother found money all over her room. She had money in shoe boxes. She had money under drawers, in her underwear drawer. Like they would just find money everywhere because she lived in lack. So if you're a person that lives in lack and you're afraid to separate yourself with your money, even if it's for something good, and you're like, oh, I just had to spend all this money. I just spent all this money on these groceries. I just spent all this money on my rent. Now I don't have anything. That's coming from a space of lack. I was talking to someone last night and he said, he's starting a new business or whatever. And he's like, oh, I'm absolutely broke. And I said, what did you just say? He said, what? I said, what did you just say? He said, oh, I'm absolutely broke. And I said, we don't put that out into the universe. He's like, well, I'm not broke, but I'm just saying. I was like, no, your subconscious doesn't know the difference. And of course he argued that and he was like, yes, it does. Yes, it does. I'm like, okay, whatever. But you don't even say things like that kidding around because the subconscious accepts to be true what you believe to be true. So if you're spending all this money, you're like, oh my God, I am so broke right now. Statements like that don't bring abundance. No matter if there's 10 million in your bank account. If you start to come from lack because you're spending money, that means lack is going to be brought to you, no matter how much is in your account. Then all of a sudden, all these other things are going to go wrong. When you spend money, I am so happy and grateful that I'm always provided for. Instead of, I can't believe I just had to spend all this money. Even if you're wealthy, I am so happy and grateful for all the money that I spend because it comes back to me tenfold. I just missed a long comment. Let me go back and see that. It could be possible her mother treated her the same way and so on in the family, which could eventually bring empathy to yourself, your mom, and all the other women before them in the family. Can you explain that? Benny's RV is going to be fixed in 2 weeks. I love it. So it's literally just shifting from one belief to another. So again, your exercise today or whenever is to write down the unfavorable things that are happening in your life. Your brain is a supercomputer. It gives you what you give it. So on the supercomputer note, your brain, the supercomputer, can only put out the program that's running. Like if my computer's uploaded with Jeopardy, I can't play Wheel of Fortune. Because Wheel of Fortune is not uploaded into my supercomputer. Well, how do you play Wheel of Fortune? You upload the new idea or game into the computer. In the same way that if your supercomputer is running on I am not worthy. I want to play the I am worthy game. Where's that at? You have to program it. The subconscious mind learns by repetition. The subconscious mind is impressed upon through repetition, just like your ABCs. You didn't learn the ABCs all at once and you just said A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, whatever. You didn't learn that at once. You learned them step by step by repetition. In the same way you rode a bike, you didn't just get on a bike and just take off. You rode the bike, you fell maybe, you stumbled. Repetition. I have to get the feeling of this. I have to get used to the feeling of what it feels like to ride this bike. In the same way, if your whole life you were run by, I'm not worthy, I'm not chosen, it's going to feel uncomfortable for you to even think of the idea of, wow, I'm really loved. When someone shows up into your reality that reflects that, you're going to be uncomfortable with the feeling of someone actually showing up for you. Why? Because you're conditioned to not have people show up for you. You're conditioned to do it all by yourself. So when that repetition comes in with the affirmations, I am in the most amazing relationship. This person is always loyal and always shows up for me. Just even the idea of thinking that, your subconscious mind is going to be like, no, you're not. You're not worthy. That person's never going to show up for you. Who are you kidding? And that can be so jarring for people, because when you have a belief system that you've lived with as your best friend your whole life, even though it didn't serve you, there's going to be resistance in change. So all of a sudden you want me to wake up and believe that I'm worthy of love? It's not going to happen like that. It's going to be like the mirror. When you go to the gym every day, you don't wake up tomorrow and be like, oh my God, I'm fit. I went to the gym once, I'm fit. Look at me, how good I look. I went to the gym one time. It's the same thing. Exercise is what? In order to get results, exercise is what? Repetition. You don't go to the gym once and then tomorrow you wake up 30 pounds lighter and fit. It's repetition. In the same way, reprogramming the subconscious mind is repetition. Every day I get a little bit better. As long as I go to the gym, as long as I go to the mental gym every day, I'm getting a little bit better. I'm getting a little bit stronger. I'm starting to believe now I am worthy. I'm starting to believe now people do show up for me. I'm starting to trust more. You're going to the mental subconscious gym. If you're not going to the subconscious gym every day, nothing in your reality is going to change. If you want your body to change, you show up at the gym. If you want your reality to change, you show up at the gym, this gym. At this moment, I'm working on reacting to what others say about me, and I'm dealing with folks on the job not liking me. I barely say anything. I just do my job and stay to myself. But again, what is your belief behind that? That people don't like you? Because there's somebody in my family that literally makes up scenarios in their head, gets angry about the scenario that's not even real, and lives by that. So every day what happens? She's looking for something to be angry about. So instead of saying, you work with folks that don't like you, do you like yourself? This person doesn't like me. Oh, this person is jealous of me. They're reflecting what you feel about yourself to be true. That's it. What in you believes that you're not worthy about being liked? I'm working on reacting to what others say about me, because that's what other people say has no effect on your life. It doesn't matter. When you get to that level and they say of unfuckwithable, you just go about your life and realize that the people that are still showing up in a way that you don't like, and when you are no longer reacting to that, eventually they will shift. They will shift with you, or they will shift out of your reality. So now, if there's a person that, just say in dating, like, oh, this person, he just didn't text me anymore, or she just stopped answering me. What vibration are you allowing people to change your vibration based on their shit? Or are you just allowing someone to be because you're not affected by the outcome? Because you know that what is meant to me comes to me like a magnet. What doesn't floats out of my reality. But we're so attached to the outcome of things because of our programming. If we're always afraid of being abandoned, we're going to manifest people abandoning us. And so we're always going to be attached to the outcome. But when you start to change your abandonment issues or your abandonment programming, you realize the non-attachment piece. If this person isn't showing up for you, let them go. They're not supposed to be a part of your reality. But I text them 10 times and they don't answer me. You're worth more than someone's absence to you. But until you change your programming, you're always going to operate from that space. And if you don't want to operate from that space anymore, it's changing the belief system. It is unprogramming one program and then uploading another program. Dang, well, I wish I knew this back in first grade. Yeah, don't we all? This is a later in life type thing. Unless you have people around you that are teaching you from a young age, which I do with my nephew. So he has awareness of all these things. You're like, damn, I wish I had that when I was younger. knowing that you can create and shift your own reality. If you love something, let it go. If it comes back, it's meant for you. If not, it was never meant for you. So you cannot hold on to these things or these people and say, this person's not showing up for me. Like, how dare them ignore me and whatever. They're on their own journey. What you have to only worry about is you on your journey. When you only worry about your journey, you just start, it's kind of like a bus station or it's just like a train station. People come and go all day long. The train's not attached to who gets on it. The train just takes people from one place to another, to wherever they have to go. Think of yourself as a train station, just allowing people to come and go. And when you don't have that attachment to people anymore, you can just look at them for exactly who they are and say, that person has, a lot of work that they need to do. And just send them love instead of being mad at them for not showing up for you and being mad at them for not being the person that you want them to be. You can't squeeze water out of a rock. So why are you continuing to attract people that cannot give you love? Because that's what you believe about yourself to be true. That I'm not worthy of love, so I'm going to constantly attract people that can't give it to me. You can't get mad at them. They're reflecting you. You cannot get mad at a person for not being able to love you the way you need to be loved because they are reflecting you. They're telling you where your weaknesses are. Well, he's abusive to me. You attract people that reflect what you believe to be true about yourself. So if you were abused when you were younger, 9 times out of 10, you're going to have an abuser coming in and out of your life many different times. Because that's what you believe about yourself to be true. And even though that person's not a good person for being an abuser, they're just reflecting you. It's not because you're asking for it. It's not because you deserve it. They're reflecting what you believe to be true about yourself. In massage school, we practice visualizing ourselves as a rock in a stream. Other energies will not stick to us. That's amazing, Julie, because especially for people that are empaths, people that are hairstylists, people that are touching bodies like massage therapists, people that are very in close proximity to other people, your energy is contagious. So someone's negative energy, people that come around you and you're doing massages on them and they're just the most miserable bastards ever and you're massaging them. Their energy is contagious. You're in their energy field. So again, it's learning how to block your energy from leaking and blocking, putting a shield around yourself from getting other people's energy. The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale. Okay, thank you for that recommendation. Mind blown. Chris, what is your mind blown about? As an empath, one of the most valuable things I've learned in life is to observe and not absorb. Observe things, but not absorb them. There's so much energy happening around us. If we don't shield our energy, we absorb others and they're like, why am I feeling depressed? Why am I feeling so angry? Because you're taking on other people's literally energetic fields. How do you make that shield? It's literally an affirmation. You affirm, I'm always protected. I am shielded with a white or gold light, whatever light. And visualize yourself literally having a shield putting up. And Isis, I'm the realest to ever do it. She, 3, please. Damn it. I visualize a protective bubble. And that's another way of doing it. Just visualizing an area of protection around yourself. It's really that simple. Or you could say shield up. And these are visualizations, right? Which is what feeling is the secret. These are all things about visualization. If you want a life that is expansive and big and beautiful and abundant, you got to see it in your mind first. Because again, we're talking about mirrors today. Everything is just simply reflecting you. If you don't like something in your 3-dimensional reality, you don't change it out here, you change it in here. That is the biggest lesson today. And the exercise that we're doing again is writing down What in your life is not favorable? Whether it's a relationship, not having a relationship, your job, whatever it is. The fact that you don't have a farm that you wanted, and then go back and find what matches that. What belief system matches that? Oh, well, I remember one time, and this is so crazy because I've had abandonment issues for probably many reasons, but one crazy circumstance happened to me. I was at the hair salon with my mother, and it was in like not a good neighborhood. This is years ago. She said, go to the store, and the store was next door. Go to the store real quick. I don't know why the hell she even let me do this. Go to the store and get whatever it was to go buy something. I came out of the store and I went the wrong way. It was literally like the thing was here and the store was like probably a couple 100 feet away. I probably turned right out of the store and went down the wrong block and I was lost. Right? From then on, I had these fears of like being lost or being abandoned. Because that was terrifying. Like I couldn't find my mother. I didn't know where she was. There was no cell phones or anything back then. I was lost, right? So that, something traumatic like that for a child automatically impresses the subconscious mind. Just like abuse. If you're abused sexually, whatever it is, it's an automatic imprint on the subconscious mind. And then you live from that space. And it wasn't until I started to do these exercises that I was like, that scenario popped into my head. And that was buried somewhere so deep. And I'm just like, that affected me like that. But I can go back to the moment, like remembering like how scared I was. Right? Things like that impress the subconscious mind. Then we live from those spaces. Having attachment issues. Someone asked a question about trauma bonding somewhere. How do you escape a trauma bonding toxic relationship that you were attached to? Please help. So trauma bonding again. Trauma bonding comes from a childhood belief. And Neville likes to do, what the hell does he call it? Like revisualizing the way that things unfolded in a scenario. So you see it happen differently. Even though it already happened. Your subconscious doesn't know if you're actually living what you're seeing in your mind or if it's true or if it's not true. So if you redo that whole scenario from whatever it is that's keeping you in that state where you're trauma bonded, because I've been trauma bonded to many people. But again, it's because I wasn't properly bonded to my mother or my father. So I have these, I have manifested these unhealthy situations with people because I never had proper bonding. So 9 times out of 10, someone that's trauma bonded with someone, you didn't have the proper bonding that you were supposed to have with your parents that were healthy. So it's literally, you have to see the situation differently, whether it's the situation with your parents or the situation with the partnership. When you start to do the work on yourself that I am worthy of a healthy relationship, the dynamic of the relationship is going to shift. All it is seeing it differently in your mind. That's it. There is no other secret. Feeling is the secret. So when you see something in your mind and you see the loving attachment that you have, I'm in a very healthy relationship, and you use that visualization, feeling is the secret to manifestation. Feeling it to be true, feeling it real. In the same way that someone that was in an accident or someone that was attacked or someone that was raped, when you continue to think about it over and over again, it ruminates in your mind. Your subconscious does not know if it's actually happening to you again or if it's just something that is perceived to be happening. So all the time, you're going to continue to attract something that is on the same vibrational match. The same frequency, right? What time is it? We're going to wrap up for today. Someone's delivering my water, my BPA-free spring water. So I think this was a very important live. So your exercise is to think about what's unfavorable in your life, whether it's the relationship that you're in, the house that you live in, the car that you drive, the job that you have. Write that down and go back. No, don't leave. No. Go back to in your childhood what matches that belief system. Because everything that happens to us is just a vibrational match to a belief that we have. Nothing else. You're like, damn. This happened to me in childhood, and that literally matches exactly what's going on in my life now. When people say, you literally manifest the same person over and over again, like just a different person, it's the same relationship over and over again. Why do you think that's true? Because I like assholes? No. Because there is a vibrational match from your childhood that says they're not showing up for you. Your parents are not showing up for you. You were not loved properly. So therefore, that vibrational match is going to be the same in your relationships unless you change it. This was amazing. Thank you so much. It's like having all these great authors together. Thank you very much. So great. Thank you. I'm 64 and still learning. We're always learning. We're always learning. That's why every day I'm reading. Because there's so much to learn. Like we know nothing. We know nothing. Is there somewhere I can watch these lives again? Yes, I repost them all. Okay. I'm going to repost this. Water is always an iffy thing. I'm trying to just drink more fruit than anything because water is just shit show. But spring water, some people say distilled water, some people say hydrogen water. I mean, it's just too much. But I'm going to repost this, guys, so if you want to watch it again, you have to watch this stuff like multiple times. It doesn't just stick once. You have to watch it over and over again. You're like, oh, it clicks now. Oh, now I get it. Because that's what happened with me for months and months and months. I'm like racking my brain. I'm reading all these books. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then finally one day it clicks. So that would be my recommendation, is to just continue to listen to these things. Celtic salt or the real salt. Is it called the real salt? Listen to this shit over and over again until it clicks. Like, oh, that's what it is. But have a wonderful, wonderful Monday. I love you all so much. Yes, rewatch it. This was probably one of my favorite lives because the mirror thing got me. I liked Madonna back in the day, but she's a Satanist. Never mind. I won't get into that. We won't get into that. Yeah, but this was very important live. So just make sure that you rewatch this because this is going to be helpful with the mirror. The mirror yesterday, I was like, oh, I love this shit. I got to talk about it tomorrow. Love you all. I'll see you this week.